You know the saying, behind every successful man there's a strong woman. Well, it would seem there's a whole lot of truth to it. Yes, the richest people in the world are men, but what nobody talks about are the richest women in the world. We're talking women with billions to their names, women with super successful companies, and women who can stand among most, if not all, the richest men on earth. Some of these women are well known, but most of them prefer to live a somewhat low-key life, and they definitely prefer to stay out of the spotlight. But just because you might not recognize most of their names, it doesn't mean that they're pushovers. Quite the opposite, in fact. Collectively, these 5 women have a net worth of almost $240 billion US, and they're moving and shaking the world on a daily basis. So join us as we take a look at the top 5 richest women in America. Number 5, Miriam Adelson, $27.1 billion. Our first billionairess, if we can call her that, is Miriam Adelson. We bet this is one of the names you haven't heard before, right? Well, she is the widow of Sheldon Adelson, and he is, or was, the former CEO and chairman of the casino company Las Vegas Sands. He died in January 2021 and left most of his fortune to his wife. She currently has a net worth of $27.1 billion US. Granted, she might not be a completely self-made billionaire, but remember what we said earlier. Behind every successful man stands a strong woman. Plus, while married to the late Adelson, she didn't exactly lounge around, living the typical billionaire wife's lifestyle. Adelson is a medically trained doctor who specializes in addiction. While Mr. Adelson was still alive, the couple founded the Sheldon G. Adelson Research Clinic in Las Vegas, which treats people with opioid use disorder. Close friends and family members all agree that while she might have appeared to live in her late husband's shadow, she definitely had a lot more influence over the business decisions than most people think. Funny, almost the same can be said about the richest woman in the world. Keep watching to see what we mean. Is Adelson really a poor old widow who suddenly inherited a massive fortune and Wall Street listed company? Or has she secretly always been a businesswoman? Of course, we don't have the answer to that question, but we can confirm that she is currently the 5th richest woman in America. We'll let you do the math. Number 4, Jacqueline Mars, $34.6 billion. Our next female billionaire, the 4th richest in America, is Jacqueline Mars. Possibly another name you're not so familiar with, though we bet you're more familiar with her source of wealth. She is none other than the granddaughter of the man who founded Mars Incorporated, as in the world's largest candy maker, amongst others. Most people don't know, but Mars Incorporated also manufactures the pet food brands Pedigree and Whiskas, as well as chewing gum brands Juicy Fruit and Orbit, just to name a few. Mars has a pretty impressive net worth of around $34.6 billion US. And guess what? She only owns 1/3 of the company. Think about that the next time you buy a Mars bar. She might have technically inherited her fortune, but it definitely doesn't mean she hasn't been working for it. Before retiring in 2001, Mars worked for and served on the board of the candy-making giant for 20 years. Does she know a thing or two about business? Most definitely. Not only is she an heiress, but she's also a well-respected investor. She owns a horse firm in Virginia that has trained several horses ridden by Olympic medalists. She herself is said to be a horse lover, though being 82 years old now, we doubt she does much riding nowadays. The richest woman in America is also an heiress to a brand or name as popular as Mars, but one that is way bigger. Keep watching to hear who she is. Number 3, Mckenzie Scott, $46 billion. Mckenzie Scott comes in at number 3 with a jaw-dropping net worth of $46 billion US. We're pretty sure this is one of the names you do know, but just in case you're not entirely sure, she's the ex-wife of Jeff Bezos. Scott officially became a billionaire in 2019 after Bezos transferred 1/4 of his Amazon holdings, about 19.7 million shares, to her as part of their divorce settlement. Ooh, that must have hurt. Just imagine how Bezos feels about Scott literally giving his money away. In the space of fewer than 2 years, she's given away an unprecedented $12.5 billion US to more than 1,250 organizations. Why is she giving away so much of her fortune, you ask? Well, in 2019, Scott signed the Giving Pledge and vowed to give away at least half of her fortune to charity. The Giving Pledge was started by Warren Buffett and Bill and Melinda Gates in 2010 in the hopes of encouraging the world's ultra-rich to distribute their wealth. So far, Scott has donated billions to charities such as Habitat for Humanity, leading educators, and countless others who tackle issues related to gender equality, racial justice, reproductive rights, and the arts. What's even more admirable is the fact that she tries to keep her donations as secret and off the radar as possible, in the sense that she never publicizes them, but allows the individual organizations to release statements about the funds received. But will her charitable ways lead her to becoming bankrupt anytime soon? We doubt that. She still owns a fair amount of Amazon shares, and they will undoubtedly continue to generate a handsome profit for as long as she needs it. Number 2. Julia Koch, $62.5 billion. Julia Koch and her net worth of $62.5 billion is the second richest woman in America. $62.5 billion. It has a really nice ring to it, doesn't it? She inherited her fortune from her late husband David Koch from Koch Industries, a privately held, multinational conglomerate corporation based in Wichita, Kansas. It's also the second largest privately held company in the U.S. What does she have in common with the other women on our list? She was a strong woman behind a successful man, and she still goes to work every single day. She currently sits on the board of directors and is a highly respected businesswoman. She seems to like spreading her wings as well, seeing that she has, in the past, collaborated with the Metropolitan Museum of Art and the American Museum of Natural History in New York. She is also co-chaired at the Met Gala with Anna Wintour and Patrick McCarthy, and used to live at Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis' former Fifth Avenue flat with her family. She might also have inherited a very healthy property portfolio from her late husband, but it's nothing compared to the properties owned by the richest woman in America. Before we tell you more though, just a reminder to hit the like and subscribe buttons. A few of the properties currently owned by Koch include a stunning Southampton home, an 18-room duplex at 740 Park Avenue, an oceanfront mansion on Billionaire Lane in the Hamptons, a 30,000 square foot mansion in Palm Beach, Florida, and another high-priced property in Aspen, Colorado. And if you thought she was stingy, then think again. Koch currently serves as the president of the David H. Koch Foundation, which has given more than $200 million to various causes including science, medical research, education, and the arts. Number 1. Alice Walton, $69.5 billion. As for the number 1 female billionaire on our list, the richest woman in America, Walmart heiress Alice Walton sits on the unthinkable net worth of $69.5 billion. But before you start criticizing her for being a spoiled rich heiress, hear us out first. She is a highly educated woman who graduated from Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, with a BA in economics. One of her first official jobs was being an equity analyst and money manager for First Commerce Corporation. She also headed investment activities at Arvest Bank Group. In addition, she used to work as a broker for E.F. Hutton, and in 1988, she founded Llama Company, an investment bank where she served as president, chairwoman, and CEO. We're not quite done yet. Walton has achieved way more than we've already mentioned. She was the first person to chair the Northwest Arkansas Council and played a major role in the development of the Northwest Arkansas Regional Airport, which opened in 1998. Walton provided $15 million in initial funding for its construction, and through her business, Llama Company underwrote a $79.5 million bond. So, is it really fair to look at her as only being an heiress? We don't think so. In fact, we think even without her Walmart money, she would still have been a very successful and very rich American woman. Perhaps not the richest of them all, but definitely one of the richest.